Brows? I think we all know we cannot leave home without them. Whether you're somebody that loves a bold brow, whether you're somebody who's like, look, I don't know how to do my brows. Can you help me figure it out? We're gonna give you a 2-piece combo tonight that is a ridiculous value. Not only are you getting a 2-in-1 brow gel along with a stylus, you're getting a highlighter in your choice of shades tonight between the Dirty Blonde, which is gonna have champagne, brown, which is going to have the pearl highlighter, or the brown black with the pearl highlighter as well. Now, Taylor's going to show you those, but before she does, let me just tell you that both of these are $24 each. It's a $48 value that for 24 hours only, or while our supplies last, you get to bring home tonight for $23.97. If I have learned anything in my career here in beauty, you do not leave home without your brows. You just don't.
You just don't. You can't. For me, whether I'm wearing no makeup or I'm wearing a full face of makeup, brows are my essential. They make me feel more awake. They make me look more polished. And so we decided to put together this amazing steal. And this is my personal favorite steal ever because I guess I'm just obsessed with brows. The first thing I look at when I look at someone is definitely their brows. So we created this steal. So you have our brow stylus and gel. On one side, you have a triangular pencil tip. On the other side, you have a spoolie with a waterproof setting gel. And we added our highlight pencil. So this highlight pencil is for precise highlighting. So whether you want to highlight right underneath the brow, the inner corners, the high points of the face, this will do it in a matter of seconds. It's so easy, it's so effortless, and you really just need highlight with brows. For me, I always like to add a little bit of a pop of highlight right underneath my brow area to define and lift my brows. So this is the shade Champagne, and that comes with the shade Dirty Blonde. So if you identify with more of like a dirty blonde hair color like myself, then this would be your duo right over here. So you have you have the Dirty Blonde and you have the Champagne highlight. And we also have Pearl Pink, which is a beautiful, more of a rose gold highlight. And what I love about this formula is that it's not chalky. It gives you this beautiful, dewy luminescence, and it's super easy to blend. Look how soft that blends out into the skin. So it really looks like second skin. And even in that light, it looks so beautiful. And so Pearl Pink comes with your brown and your brown black, which is right over here. So if you identify with, if you have a little bit more of like a, if you have a darker hair color, or if you have black hair or really dark hair, or if you just have light hair and have dark brows, then that would be
like fully Madonna with the brown black and be like, look, I want to own it today. I'm gonna wear the brown black
100%.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, honestly, for this value, you can have a moody brow, and then you can have your au naturel brow, which is nice. Now,
exactly.
For me, I have a tinge of ginge in my hair. I can't escape it. There's a little red under there. What color would I go for? Because there is a lot of brown and obviously a whole lot of blonde right now.
For you, I would definitely use the Dirty Blonde.
Okay, perfect. That's what I have.
Which is the same shade that Sam will be using and myself. So, Dirty Blonde, it's kind of like that perfect, if you have auburn hair, if you have blonde hair, even if you have brown hair, it's kind of like that perfect neutral tone. So it's that perfect tone, even if you have light brown hair, it's a beautiful tone. So it's a little bit more of like it's not too warm, it's not too cool.
I have a question really quick while Charlie's got this amazing shot. So if you take a look at the pencil that you see right here, it's kind of shaped like a triangle. When we go to apply this, Taylor, do you go from side to side of the triangle or do you move it up like that?
So I typically start with the precise tip of the triangle, and I'm going to use that to line the base of my brows. So I don't know if you can see it there, but as it's a triangle, so you have the precise tip right there, and then you have more of a flat edge, which I'm going to use to fill my brows. So I'm just going to lift that up a little bit more.
All right, so use the pointier end.
Exactly. You want to use the pointier end to, here, let's move that down. You want to use the pointier end to line the brow, just like that, and then you want to use the flat edge and to go back and forth to fill the brows. And you could use the precise tip again to create fine hair-like strokes to imitate your natural brow hair.
Now, Taylor, what do you say to somebody that doesn't know how to do their brows?
If you don't know how to
We've got a little lady that said she doesn't know how to do her brows, and I was like, are you kidding me? As many times as you guys have been to Beauty IQ.
Yes.
How do you do your brows?
So if you don't know how to do your brows at all, or you don't typically do your brows and you want to try it out, then I just apply it in really short hair-like strokes. So for me, you don't want to go too heavy-handed if you're just starting off with applying your brows. You want to really see the pigment. You want to layer the pigment. So start off with a really light hand and build it in short hair-like strokes just like this.
And this really is buildable. That's what I appreciate so much, because sometimes a brow pencil can be a little too pigmented and you're like, holy single hair, like quick, someone get the eraser.
Exactly. And what I love to see for more of a natural brow is, or what I don't love to see is very harsh and defined lines. So you want to slightly apply it in the sparse areas just like that, all the way up into the arch. And if you see any sparse areas in the arch, or if you want to define the arch, then I'm using the precise tip again to shape the arch area, and just follow your natural brow shape. And that's all it is. You don't want to apply in areas where your brow does not exist. And then using the spoolie with the gel on the other end, you want to feather your brows upwards. And one of the trends that you're seeing on New York Fashion Week and on most of the fashion weeks, whether it's Milan or whether it's Paris, is more of a feathered brow. So I like to use the spoolie and feather my brows upwards just like that for more of a boy brow effect.
If I said to you I didn't know if it was, okay. Come back to me just for a second, because
Yeah.
you have Brooke Shields eyebrows, and I feel like it's not really fair. All right, so if you were somebody that has no eyebrows and you're like, get in here, Charlie. It could be graphic. I make no promises. So I like a thicker brow. So if I'm feeling, are you talking about, can you get a little closer, Charlie? No? Okay. Can I move closer? No, just kidding. Okay, so when you say feather, am I just like pushing them up so that they're like,
Exactly. Yeah, just like that.
but am I doing it wrong? Does it look like I have devil horns on my eyebrows?
Well, it's
Like, should they all be
definitely,
uniquely straight?
well, if you have, we call these front hairs right in the front of your brow. They're called sprouts. If you have sprouts, then you. I know. I recently.
Need you to tell me what I have. All right, so I have sprouts.
Sprouts. We have brow sprouts.
What does that mean? Should I just stick to a more natural brow?
You can definitely stick to a more natural brow. For me, this was kind of just working.
If you are just tuning into Beauty IQ and you're like, why should I watch this? For every 99 good things that we tell you, there is something where you're like, girl, as your friend, I'm going to tell you to calm that brow down. That just happened for me. I'm going to be a minute.
Well, sprouts. Hashtag sprouts.
Sprouts.
Yeah, that's the new trend. That's the new hashtag, the new trending hashtag on Twitter. I love that. But if you do, so for example, if you do want more of a natural brow, or if you don't have naturally I'll just say it as it is. If you do not have naturally feathered brows,
If you lack the ability to feather,
if you lack the ability to feather, then all you do is take your spoolie, brush your brow hairs to set them in place, because this is a waterproof setting gel, and then take the spoolie and brush your brow hairs all the way down, just like that. Yeah.
You know, I've always.
You're definitely going to see trends, whether it's Instagram or whether it's New York Fashion Week, that are a little bit like, should I try that? Should I not try that? In this case, we're like, girl, try it. But if, it's not for you, it's not for you.
How long should you leave on a brow before you're like, you know what? I love it, or maybe that's not my thing. How long should you wear a brow?
I think if those are one of those things, you definitely kind of know instantly.
Yeah, okay,
like for
great.
me, for example, if I try a product, whether it's a shade or whether it's really anything, and I apply it on, I'm like, that's not me. That's definitely not me. And everyone has a different brow style. Everyone has a different brow shape. Some people have bold brows. Some people have a little bit more of a sparse brow. And so it's all about finding what's right for you. And so this kit specifically with the brow stylus, and what I love about this brow stylus is that you can really shape your brows to how your brow naturally is. So whether you have sparse brows, you can fill in using the precise triangular pencil tip. If you really don't want to use the pencil and you want more of a natural look, then you could even just use the spoolie by itself and just brush your brow hairs upwards and to tame them, to set them all day, which is what I love about this dual-ended brow stylus, because typically you have to buy it separately. So typically you're buying the pencil and the spoolie, whereas this product you have both, which is awesome.
Which is why I love the hookup on Beauty
girl.
IQ. So I just want, like, as a commemorative piece of Beauty IQ, the moment that I had sprouty brows, and I said, you know what, it's not for me.
It's not working for you.
It's not working for me. So I'm gonna have this memory of #sprouts. I colored in the lines of my natural brow, and I just kind of want you to see the difference. I made it a little bit bolder.
Yeah, I love that.
But with this one, you could go very natural as well, whereas I just kind of used the stylist as well. So this is a little bit bolder, so maybe that's like my night out, and maybe this is more of the everyday.
Totally.
However, now that I've got on a full face of makeup, did someone say highlighter?
We did. So as my mic is falling out of my ear. So next we have our highlight pencil, and this is for precise highlighting. So I'm going to use it right underneath my brow, just like that, to define and lift my brow area. And what I love about pencils is that you can be super precise with it, and you can't go wrong. So you're just gonna take your finger and blend that out, just like that. And just to show you in the right lighting how it really makes your brow pop, or your brow bone pop, without looking overly intense. Because sometimes we don't want kind of like those overly lifted brows where your brows start to look, you know,
well, you don't want to look like you're fresh off a facelift.
Yeah, exactly. You want to look like you just have like naturally lifted brows. And you can also use it right on top of the brow arch and blend that out with your fingers just to define and shape this area. You can also use this on the high points of the face, so you can use it in the upper cheekbone, the inner corners of the eye. And just to show you the difference from this eye where I have the highlight versus this eye where I don't. So you have, you know, a really nice defined lifted brow right over here versus this side where, you know, it's still slightly defined, but it needs a little bit of cleaning. So I'm going to use the highlight pencil and apply that right underneath the brow, just like that. And I like to start right at my arch because I don't like to define my brow from the base because I feel like it makes my brows look a little bit too intense.
Okay.
But if you prefer, you can start right at the front of the brow, and I'm just going to do that to show you how you would use it, and then use your fingers to blend, just like that.
So natural looking, and again, like very refreshing, which is nice. And I don't know that I would ever tell anybody like, wow, your brows are so refreshing, but with the right amount of highlighter and color, it's really nice. Now, while you're blending, let me just go back to the eyebrows for 1 second. Is it waterproof or water resistant, your brow formula?
The pencil is water resistant and the gel is waterproof.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So I hope that answers your question, Tanya. So the pencil is water resistant. The gel that you're getting is waterproof. So it's really kind of the best of both worlds. Now going back to the highlighter, you're going to see Miss Blair really work her face.
Yes. Can I just say something about the sprout challenge though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I wanted to take the challenge. The tip of this, you can draw on little feather-like strokes and get that sprout look.
I love that.
I did that, like this is fake sprouts. These aren't my
that.
eyebrows. I just used the tip
Blair,
of them.
I am so jealous.
Yeah.
I wish that you could have gone first so I wouldn't have been sprouty like Sprouterson.
So you can fake the sprouts, you know? You don't.
Mine looked like a chia pet gone wrong. Yours looks so natural. Can you get in? Can you get in really close to that, Charlie? Because I feel like going back to the how like finely tipped this pencil is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
On this eyebrow.
I
So
love
this
that.
eyebrow, all that right there, it's fake. I drew all that on right there. With this guy.
Oh, and I mean, it's even like lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
Now, Taylor, if you make a mistake, is there any play time with the brows?
Yes, definitely. You can just take a Q-tip right away, maybe put a little bit of water in it or a little bit of makeup remover and just swipe and wipe and it's gone. So it does remove fairly quickly, but then after a few minutes, then it sets. So you have to.
I'm so envious of your brows.
I love
Blair.
that. Yeah. And
God,
this is
You
cool.
can do it too.
if I can do it, you can do it. I love that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is this is a two-piece set. So one thing that I find is really interesting, Taylor obviously just got back from New York Fashion Week, and obviously